Hello YouTube! And yes, I did rearrange my room over the weekend. So, this is kind of like a little bit of a story time. And the basis of this story time video is off of one of my latest action figure purchases. This is the Series 1 basic WWE flashback figure. This is Rick Rude in his purple and black ring attire. And the story of this, goes back to when I was in first grade. This was around the holidays. We had something called Secret Santa. You buy a present for somebody, and then they buy a gift for you in return. That's sort of like what a lot of kids do in elementary school, and this is pretty much how I got my first wrestling figure. And the first wrestling figure I got was the Hasbro Rick Rude figure, which was in this exact same attire, which kind of like why I bought this figure, because it brought me back to brought back to me actually having my first wrestling figure in this same attire. And here's the thing, the figure was the original figure itself wasn't necessarily that great. It did have a gimmick, had his fist posed like that, and the other arm set in that position. You would turn it back, and the gimmick was you would pull back the fist, and it would punch the other figure in the head. So, and clearly, the face scan on this is a little better. So, that's pretty much one of the reasons why I bought this figure. Kind of like the whole nostalgia trip of having that old original Hasbro figure. And this figure has some details on it that Hasbro figure was missing. Got Rick Rude's, let me turn this off, so, his tattoo right there on his right bicep, and the Simply Ravishing right there on the boots. And the Hasbro did have the whiteout soles, but I did enjoy the Hasbro figure because I did have fun with it. I would use that Rick Rude figure to punch. I would put my Ninja Turtle figures in that arm like that, pull back, and have them punch my Ninja Turtle figures in the head. Whatever. I pretty much played with, I pretty much had an imagination with that, having wrestling figures cross universes with other action figures. Hey, I was a kid. I had a vast imagination when I played with my toys. Actually, I think I still do. I have my wrestling figure arena up there, and that's it. Now I'm 33. I got Rick Rude back in my wrestling figure collection. Guess some things never change. And one thing, this is a pretty cool Rick Rude figure, so if you see him at Walmart, pick him up. It's a good buy. And Rick Rude is definitely a huge legend in the business. One of the greatest Intercontinental Champions in WWE. And this was a little bit of a old storytime video. Kind of how I got my first wrestling figure and why I wanted to pick up this Rick Rude figure. Like, this kind of brought back some memories of when I got my first wrestling figure. So, kind of like sentimental. I don't have that original Rick Rude figure anymore. I don't know what happened to it. Might have went to a thrift store somewhere. But got him back in my collection now, so at least sentimental value kinda got him back in my collection. But even though it doesn't have the playability as the original Hasbro did, but hey, he's sitting on my desk, he's back in my collection, and till my Hell in a Cell prediction video, peace the fuck out.